I get it. Jeff Bezos is not the most relatable person in the world. He has a very lavish lifestyle, he's one of the richest people in the world, his humble beginnings were not that humble, but these factors do not disqualify him from being a very smart individual, a deep thinker who can teach us a few lessons of his own. So here are 5 lessons for the individuals in the creator economy from Jeff Bezos. Lesson number 1, let your mind wander.
When I sit down to work on a problem, I know I don't know where I'm going. So to go in a straight line, to be efficient, efficiency and invention are sort of at odds, because invention, real lateral thinking, that requires wandering. And you have to give yourself permission to wander.
In my personal experience, some of the best ideas came to me during my walks. I let my mind wander. Sometimes it comes up with an answer to the question, an idea, things that can inevitably change the direction down which I proceed as a business professional. So don't constrain yourself or force yourself to follow a very specific path. From time to time, let the mind wander, and sooner or later you'll start catching unique video and project ideas that will come across your thoughts. That would have never happened if you were just standing there and staring at the whiteboard or a blank piece of paper. Lesson number 2. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
An inventor's greatest dream is that their inventions are so successful that they are one day taken for granted. You know, nobody thinks of Amazon as an invention anymore. Nobody thinks of customer reviews as an invention. We pioneered customer reviews, but now they're so commonplace. Same thing with one-click shopping and so on. But that's a compliment. That's how, you know, you invent something that's so used, so beneficially used by so many people that they take it for granted.
Creative people are protective about things that make us unique. Our style, our media assets, certain visual and audio cues we use. And eventually, when one of us becomes successful, all of those stylistical choices will be copied by thousands of the creators. This is inevitable. But instead of stressing out about it, consider that this is a sign that you're the trendsetter. Your work matters. And a sign that it is time to reinvent yourself. Because if that one small thing that everyone now copies is the only reason you're successful, I might have bad news for you. You invented it once, don't be afraid, you will be able to invent something new again and again. Lesson number 3. One-way versus two-way doors.
I talk about one-way doors and two-way doors. Most decisions are two-way doors. If you make the wrong decision, if it's a two-way door decision, you walk out the door, you pick a door, you walk out, and you spend a little time there. It turns out to be the wrong decision. You can come back in and pick another door. Some decisions are so consequential and so important and so hard to reverse that they really are one-way door decisions. You go in that door, you're not coming back. And those decisions have to be made very deliberately, very carefully. If you can think of yet another way to analyze the decision, you should slow down and do that.
Your mental and creative energy is finite within a given day. And because of this, you have to budget what you spend your energy on. If you struggle to prioritize, write down the list of the decisions you need to make and mark which ones are hard or nearly impossible to reverse. These are the one-way doors. Invest a bulk of your time in those decisions. All other decisions that are reversible and low impact, speed through them and make up your mind. These are the two-way doors that you can walk through, experiment, and walk back if you didn't like what you saw. Budget your energy this way and your mental health will improve because you will feel more productive and the quality of the decisions you will make for those most important decisions will increase now that you spend a lot more time on them. Lesson number 4, day one thinking.
Every day is day one. Every day you're deciding what you're going to do. And you are not trapped by what you were or who you were or any self-consistency. Self-consistency even can be a trap. And so day one thinking is kind of, we start fresh every day and we get to make new decisions every day.
This one can be hard even for me. I'm a creature of habit and I enjoy completing streaks of activities, but because we follow the same motion every time, we don't always leave room to innovate. In this lesson, Jeff teaches us to approach every new project or a video, heck, every new day with the same thinking. If today is the first day of your new life, how would you do it differently? This way of thinking allows you to shed any limitations imposed by you by the practices of the past. Enable yourself to think creatively about how could you approach this next video differently, this next day differently. There's a comfort in doing the same familiar thing, but unless you push yourself outside of your comfort zone, you won't grow fast enough to keep up with this industry. Lesson number 5, metrics are just tools.
You have an ongoing program and something is underway for a number of years, is you develop certain things that you're managing to. Like, let's say the typical case would be a metric. And that metric isn't the real underlying thing. That metric is the proxy. In this case, it's a proxy for customer happiness. Yeah. But that metric is not actually customer happiness. It's a proxy for customer happiness. The person who invented the metric understood that connection, and the world shifts a little. Yeah. And now that proxy isn't as valuable as it used to be, or it's missing something. And this metric is worth putting energy into and following and improving and scrutinizing only in so much as it actually affects customer happiness.
Inevitably, all creators get stuck watching our numbers on YouTube Studio. We might lie to ourselves or the others that we don't care about these numbers, but we do. Accept the reality that as human beings, we need a benchmark. But what it teaches us is that not to default to the same metrics you've used years ago or other creators tell you should use. Always think about what most applies to your current goal. My personal example is that I'd love to see millions of views on my videos, but that's not the reality I'll face. My videos are catered towards a very small group of individuals, and the quality of the view and the engagement matters to me a lot more than the quantity of those engagements. So my metric will be very different from yours, and yours will be very different from someone else. Follow the goal, follow the ultimate end result that you're trying to achieve, and not the metric that tracks it. I hope you found this lesson interesting. I did. This was a great interview overall. I'll link it down below. Go check it out. Lex Fridman did a great job and planted a lot of very interesting questions, especially if you're also into astrophysics and space exploration, besides all the business-related activities. And we're in 2024. I know I don't usually celebrate it or do anything specific in the video because the show just must go on. There's gonna be another Saturday, and I'll see you next Saturday. Peace.